Hello, everybody. We have Uncle Doug and I, but you will have to let us know how the audio is. I'm actually trying to use my AirPods today to hopefully make the sound a little bit better. But let me know if you can hear me and let me know if you can hear Uncle Doug.
Good day, everybody. Hopefully, you can hear me.
Yes, I'm hoping that the AirPods work well for today. Because if I have to go grab something, then you guys will be able to hear me the whole time because I'll have my AirPods in, and hopefully it just makes the sound just overall better. Hi, Jean and Kathy, Connie, Candy, and Stephanie. So good to see you ladies in here. Don't forget to love right away. But we'll get to the fun big loot giveaway here in a minute once we get a few more people in here. Check out the projects we have today. We're going to do a lot of wrapping and some cutting and some riveting and painting. We have a lot of different techniques that we're going to go over today. Which one's your favorite, Uncle Doug?
Hmm. I would have to say the the butterfly bracelet at the top with the flowers.
It's gorgeous.
I mean, it's simple in a way, but it's really nice how you've added the flourishes on there.
Thanks. All right, now that Uncle Doug has said his favorite, now everybody else needs to put their favorite in for today's live as well. Hi, Pam and Lynn. Good to see you ladies too. Okay, everybody can hear us, so that's great. That makes me feel good. Yes, do I look like I'm feeling better? I am feeling so much better, and there's probably a huge difference between when I was going live and being sick versus today. And the designs are
Nah,
even more crazy.
nah. You were much.
Oh man, it was so bad. Like
Yeah,
my brain
and you
fog.
looked 10 times better on the live than you did before it.
No,
So it
seriously.
was really, yeah, it was pretty brutal.
I was like so pale. I couldn't barely talk because I was just coughing and it was just horrible.
You know, it's
Anyway,
funny, Corey.
yeah.
I was looking at the transcript on YouTube. I was looking for something, and they bracket and say cough, cough,
Oh,
cough.
really?
So you're, oh yeah. So I scrolled down.
Oh,
There's
oh
cough,
my
clear
goodness.
throat, cough, cough,
Oh
laugh,
my
cough.
goodness. That's horrible. Hopefully, I'm not sick
I don't
again,
want to give you a
ever.
complex today, but it was just kind of funny to see it.
Oh man, that's ridiculous that they would even do that.
Yeah, well, they
Kathy,
did it.
Kathy said she was in Lane Bryant this morning and took a gander at their jewelry. They had earrings that were just big filigree piece on an ear wire. We can do that. That's right. Just take our product and then
Pretty easy.
replicate the things that you see and make it your own. Hi, Janet. Good to see you too. All right, let's jump into some things. We're going to knock Uncle Doug off of here for a minute and then we'll bring him back on for some trivia. So sad. Bye. All right, I have also adjusted my view a little bit. So I'm even more small than what I typically am. Because, I mean, you don't need to see a whole lot other than my face talking. So I kind of scrunched it down so there was more space on the demo screen while we're following along. So that way you guys can see everything that I'm doing. And then I did adjust where the Carter will be as well. So hopefully everything's a bit easier to view. I know sometimes the Carter thing at the top gets cut off on the iPhone specifically, so I have dropped that down a little bit and hopefully when I, rewatch it later today that it will be in the spot that I'm hoping that it's in. If not, then I'll just have to drag it down a little bit more. All right. So, a couple new things, but nothing too crazy. Just trying to make your experience better on the lives. Thanks, Janet. This is what we're going over today. So let's dive in and then whoever's coming in late, they can watch the replay of the beginning if they'd like. But I do want to get started as a couple of these pieces might take a little bit longer because we are doing some intricate wrapping. But let's start out with noting about the kits. So I have two kit listings available for you today. All right. There's going to be a combo kit between this bracelet and this necklace and this bracelet and these earrings. So there are two options. We'll start off with this one. So you guys can, if you guys want to get the kit, then get the kit right away. We will also be going through the bulk items or the bulk listings for these. So the first one, the first kit is a bracelet and earring kit, which is going to come with everything that you need to make this bracelet and these earrings. Everything from the stampings down to the findings, beads, and crystals. Everything will be included for $39. And that's a steal. I was actually a little bit mind blown how quickly retail items add up. So typically, just the just the components of this would retail around $67, a little just over $67, and you're getting it for 39 and a free class. No brainer. So there is an option for this bracelet and these earrings, which I have listed up there. Like I said, everything that you need from the findings to the stampings, crystals, beads, you name it, chain, everything you need to make this bracelet and these earrings is in cart 100. The bracelet and earring kit for $39. So make sure you grab that. I will probably bring that listing up here once we get into the demo portion, but let's bring up the next one. Actually, let me just give you a close up. I'll give you a close up of the bracelet and earrings in case you guys haven't seen the photos yet. So, this is the butterfly bracelet. It's got a feather cuff riveted with the lunar fly butterfly as well as that stemmed flower. So that's all together. This is the back. Super smooth, very, very, very comfortable. I was surprised at how comfortable this was. And then there's a little bit of that gypsy chain hanging off the top with some chain down there. And then we have these earrings, which I'll give you guys a close up of as well. And these are stunners. These are super cute. I'm a big fan of these. So don't forget everything you need to make this earring kit and that bracelet kit is in this listing. So these are the floral earrings with some little beads there at the bottom, flat backs there, glued in the center. Those are also riveted but with an eyelet. And then you have your two little cutesy crystals up there. So lots of fun stuff today. So grab this kit or these kits together. So yes, grab this kit, the bracelet and earring kit, so you can make this pair. And then the next pair is going to be cart 101. So if you're new here and haven't purchased from us on Facebook before, all you need to do is type cart 101 or cart whatever number comes afterward and then press enter in the comments. Once you do that, it'll prompt your Facebook Messenger app to create a cart for you and you can check out straight from Facebook. If you're not comfortable checking out on Facebook, we understand. Visit vintageliveshop.com and you can purchase everything that you're seeing here today during the live on the live shop website as well. All right, so this is your next kit. It is the bracelet and necklace kit, cart 101. These retail pieces would be around $103. We're giving it to you for 49. So also another steal. Steal of a deal. And I'll give you a close up here in a moment. But it's the necklace and bracelet kit, everything you need, just like the other one, from chains to findings, stampings, the filigree, everything, beads, crystals that you need to make these will be coming in this kit. Cart 101, $49 for a total of 59 pieces. So you're getting every single piece on here for less than a buck. I think that's also same for the other kit. So everything in these two kits is less than $1. That is insane. Absolutely insane. But I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys the option of both the bulk packs and the kit packs. So Super fun. Let's give you a close up of the cicada necklace. Absolutely stunning. And this would pair nicely with the cicada earrings that I made a couple weeks ago. And I actually just posted those on the Jewelry by Corian Instagram page. So that way the necklace and the earrings are kind of right next to each other. So if you guys want to go view those, otherwise they are in the cicada listing on vintagelifeshop.com as well. So we have that beautiful cicada. It's wrapped in that wonderful filigree. Show you the back here. Very comfortable with a bird there also wrapped in. And then we have this really cool green cab at the bottom. The green cab only comes in this kit, as we do not have a specific crystal kit for today, as I wanted to ensure that the people who did buy the kits got exactly what they needed to make what they are seeing on the screen. And you have these two cool wire looped creative bars that I added 2 loops on either side. So it just looks really, really neat, especially with the cicada. And then you have that gorgeous gypsy chain that you'll also be getting. I think you'll be getting 18 inches of that in this kit. And then you'll be getting about 6 inches of the gypsy chain in the other kit. So very gorgeous, very pretty. And then we also have this bracelet using the gold plated brass based bead caps. Stunning, stunning. This one is gorgeous when it's on. I mean, both bracelets are just absolutely insane. So we'll do some cutting in here and some painting as well. And then a bunch of little pearls dropped at the bottom with that, I believe that's a 10 millimeter Swarovski crystal there at the bottom. So beautiful, beautiful pieces. The necklace and the bracelet are in a kit together. Cart 101 for $49, retails for over $100. So we're giving you even better than a 50% off on this kit. So make sure you grab it. Also, the way that I have it laid out. So I did want to point out there are a couple other designs that I wanted to do, but I couldn't with the amount of bead caps that I had. Now, this would be also a stunning choker. That's why I have it laid out the way that I have it laid out. And then if you just did this centerpiece, could you imagine just earrings like this? Just the centerpiece with the 2 pearls dropping down and then the Rivoli crystal there at the bottom. And then just add an ear wire up here at the top. So you could do earrings, choker, bracelet, anything that you want with this, but I did want to show you guys this is what an earring design would look like. And then your choker design as well as your bracelet design. Just add a little bit more chain there to turn it into a choker, but it's gorgeous. So you could do a choker, a bracelet, and earrings with this design, which is absolutely just mind-boggling to me. It's so crazy. Also, Uncle Doug had the cool idea for the other kit. This bracelet would look super cool as a if you could attach like a rubber band to it, like a hair tie rubber band to it, and you could put it on the back of your bun, which would be, oh my goodness, so cute. So you can treat it as that as well. So cart 101, the necklace and bracelet kit, and then cart 100 for the other bracelet and earring kit. So that way you get 2 options for kits, and there's 4 items that we'll be making today. And then we do have the bulk packs as well. So I'm going to go through the bulk packs as we go through our designs here. And Uncle Doug has a lot of really great trivia for today. So we'll get into some trivia as well. But let's take that down, and then you guys know the drill. We're going to pop this up and show you the big loot giveaway today. There's some gorgeous filigree that you could use for wrapping. As we do with the cicada today, I think either of these filigree would also kind of work in the same manner. And then there's some green girl. Looks like there's a Swarovski dragonfly in there, a nice thick bracelet down at the bottom. So make sure you get your love reactions in both YouTube and Facebook, because Uncle Doug over there will give me the YouTube names as long as you are interacting with the live. So make sure you comment if you're on YouTube specifically, and subscribe as well as like the video. Could share it too. That also is very extremely helpful. But lots of great stuff for the big loot giveaway. So make sure you got your loves in because you're gonna want that. And that's a lot of jewelry that you can make for free. And that's, I think, another good reason as to why we're doing it, because you guys can make so many different things with that, so you can buy more vintage. Because as much as I don't want to call it an addiction, it is an addiction. It seriously is. I mean, you're going to want to create these items all the time, every week. All right, wouldn't that be such a good idea for the hair? Hi, Carmen and Cindy. Good to see you ladies in here as well. We're going to get started on our demo now because I did take a little bit for or talking about the kits earlier. So I want to start off with our pinwheel washers. We'll do these earrings first because this is the easiest portion of today. But they're so cute, you guys. So you can buy them in the earring bracelet kit, which is cart 100, or let's bring up your washer packs here. So these washers that I'm bringing up right now are steel, and they're going to come like this. It doesn't look like a flower, does it? Just looks like a pinwheel swirly washer. So we'll get into the construction portion of it, but you will need 4 of these to make this pair of earrings. So make sure you grab the pinwheel washer pack. These are steel, cart 102. They are not stainless steel, they are raw steel. Cart 102, 14 pieces for $20. And then that's the back. So make sure you grab those. They're stunning. I used 2 of the ER50s. That's that long arched ear wire. And then there's 2 JR20s, 2 JR40s. There's 6 of those tiny jump rings. It's like JR80 or JRV85, one or the other. So super simple, but let's grab our steel bench block because you're gonna need that. And then I did end up using the bronze eyelets that we have. I do have them listed on the live shop. If you just type in eyelet, you'll be able to find them in the search bar. Let's bring this up here. Here we go. Our pinwheels and our bench block. Amazing. Yes, vintage. Precisely. These earrings would be so gorgeous in so many different antique colors. You could have one for every colorway. Absolutely. That's so fun, Jean. You'll have to share some of your ideas for this washer pack with us in DIY with Vintage on the Facebook group. Isn't it, Kat? Kat said it's totally addictive. Buying vintage is addictive. All right. So we're going to grab our washers here. You're going to lay one upside down and then one right side up. Now, there's going to be a lot of different things that you can make with this. Now, this is one of the portions that you can do. So it's not quite the flower, but if you just move these, there's so many different designs you can make. So there's our flower, which is what we're doing today. You can make this layered stamping, which is absolutely stunning. Or you can do it how we were doing those sun filigree, those coppery toned sun filigrees, and kind of like build it up to make it like this. There's so many different ways that you can layer these and just go crazy. So if I had to say you had to get any pack today other than the kits, it would for sure be this pack. Hi, Uncle Doug. Sorry. We need to figure out why my iPad keeps doing that because both my hands were like visible here and I'm not touching anything over there. So just stay on your toes over there, Uncle Doug. Don't be slacking off because who knows when the camera will flip. Don't make me flip it right now as you're picking your nose. Oh, funny, funny, funny. Okay. Oh, that is totally not what I thought you did with that. Haha, Jean, you're so funny. But that is totally what I did with these. All right, so let's get back to our flower pattern here. And I use the eyelets because the hole is a little bit larger. I think it's a 3.2 millimeter riveting hole there. So I did use the eyelets, which the eyelets really look cool, even if you don't add the little flat back crystal in there like I did. So we're gonna hammer using the rounded side of our hammer first. I'm going to take this washer pack. Hi, Uncle Doug again. So you guys, I don't know why it does that. It's driving me nuts. And it's not like there's anything on my iPad here. Okay. I don't know. That's strange. Anyway, Uncle Doug might make an appearance even though he's not, even if he doesn't know he's making an appearance. Okay. How funny. I'm going to bring this way up now because I don't want to hit my phone while I'm hammering this. But we're going to start low. Actually, I can probably adjust this because I know you guys really like seeing the riveting and the eyelets like being smushed down how they're supposed to be. So as long as my phone isn't directly above the hammer here, I should be okay. I think one of the times I did hit my phone with my hammer, and thank goodness I have a case on this thing because iPhone backs shatter like so easy. Here, I'm gonna try not to bounce the camera too much. There's only so much I can do with using a hammer though. All right, that's looking pretty good for our eyelet. Looks like I might need to hammer down just a little bit more because I do have some space. You can cut that prior to hammering. Totally okay. You're back again. I can see it flip out of the corner of my eye as I'm like holding this stuff together. Beautiful. Now, it doesn't matter since you're probably not going to be stringing a jump ring through there. I just close it up typically, but this is what the front's going to look like. So, and if you did want to slide a jump ring or something through there, just take your bead awl and stick it through that hole and just slide your bead awl through. And then that'll reopen your hole for you. So there's our flower. You can pre-paint these. I did not. I am so terrible at pre-painting, you guys. And all of the pieces today, I think I painted after I had already put them together. So I'm going to try to remember to pre-paint my cicada necklace because that one I didn't, and I was hoping or I was wishing after the fact that I did, but you're gonna need some scarab wing and some black. Scarab wing is also metallic green. So metallic green in the one step antique and black in the one step antique. Otherwise, it's onyx and scarab wing in the paints. In the paint ones. Not sure how you keep your nails so white, but they are pretty. Oh, thanks, Janet. They are natural. I did. I split this one yesterday and I split this one yesterday, and I was so mad because I was like, all my nails are so pretty for the live tomorrow. And it was just the stupidest things. Like I was brushing something off my counter and I flicked and I hit my grinder thing and it just snapped my nail. Like you could hear it. And I was like, Are you kidding me? That was like the one hand where everything was just perfect, and then there goes my short nail. I hate that. And then like same with this one, and then little nubby nub. But I'm sure you ladies understand that because you guys are jewelry people too, and I can't tell you how many times I've split my nails making some jewelry. But I did see these really cool nail things that I want to get, and I'll share them to DIY, but you're going to want some paper towel for this as well. Um but they just slide onto your finger, and it's like metal that goes around, and then whatever color nails, so they're just like slide on nails that I think would be great for the lives, because then all I have to do is just slide on the nails for a minute and then just go live versus having to paint my nails and all that other stuff. Because I'm not like, I'll sit there and I'll pick my nail polish off. I'd rather have something that's just permanent, and then I can just take it on and off whenever I please. All right, paper towel, metallic green or scarab wing on it, and have your handy dandy dryer available. But we're just going to splat this on. I might need a little bit more on my paper towel. Do 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 do. Oh my goodness. I was humming as I came out of the bathroom this morning, and then Uncle Doug started humming, and I'm like, oh, I'm singing on the toilet. It was the funniest thing ever. I thought it was so funny. Anyhow, does anybody else break out into song when they're in the bathroom? Speaking of which, I was working on some of these listings yesterday, and I was sitting at my kitchen table doing it. Ian was in the kitchen. I'm gonna add a little bit more metallic green to this and splot some more on. But as I'm working, it's crazy because Ian goes, "Do you do that all the time?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sometimes." But what I do is while I'm working on the computer, I say everything I'm doing out loud as I'm doing it. So as I was creating the listings, I was saying everything that I was typing, and then I was like, okay, enter, save, link, this, okay, got that. Okay, save, preview, look at preview. And Ian's like, do you do that all the time? I was like, yes. It makes it easier for my brain to process what I'm doing if I say it as out loud as I'm doing it. So he got to hear a lot of my work process yesterday at the kitchen table. 'Cause I mean, saying everything from enter to save, preview, and whatever else. That's what I was doing. And I was doing math. Ugh, so much of it. All right, we got some good paint tone on there. This is easier to do if you pre-paint, but whatever. All right, add a little bit. You don't have to do it on a different spot. Just add it right on to your green spot. Not a whole lot. I mean, I'm barely inking that because the black is just so overpowering. So we're gonna tone down some of that scarab wing by adding this black color. But I don't want to add too much because we don't want it to be super dark where you can't tell that there's any metallic green underneath. So we're just gonna antique that very nicely. And these colors on top of this steel, oh, wild. Absolutely wild. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm a big fan of this color combo. All right. Then after I get my paint caps back on so I don't get paint everywhere, I took a chaton or a flat back and glued that on to. I have this little green one. So the little green ones come in the kit. But doesn't it look cool without the chaton too? That's kind of the thing behind it. I need to grab a. Okay. silicone brush because I'm gonna dip it into some glue here. I'm gonna make sure that it's dried off on my leggings. I just dip it into my liquid Loctite because liquid Loctite just flows and flows and flows and flows. So I just kind of paint on my Loctite, and then I'm gonna tweezer this in the center there. Oh, this is not all that we're doing to adhere this. We're also going to put some Loctite in the back. So this is just to ensure that I have a sealed top. And then on the back, I also drizzle some in there. You can also use resin if you want. Um, just resin, you'll have to cure. The glue will dry on its own. But I always just kind of encompass the inside of the eyelet as well as the back and the front. So I have maximum strength held between that little flat back and the pinwheel because it is an open back there. So I'm going to leave it on this side. I will pick up just a little bit of this Loctite because I really did just throw it on thick there, and it won't dry if I do that. I'm just going to very quickly use my heat gun. Kind of keep your distance when you're using your heat gun around the um, Loctite because it does give off a weird like fume. I mean, if it was just a normal air gun, I think it would probably be fine, but I think the heat does something to the Loctite, so we just don't do that for very often or for very long, and then just be done. Be done after you do it, and don't be super close to it. All right. Then I took those tiny jump rings, added the 3 little cute gray beads there at the bottom. I'll show you ones that I used in the case that you want to use something that's similar. See? Both my hands are right here. And it keeps switching. Anyway, but yeah, sign up for the Backstage Pass now that that graphic has popped up out of nowhere. At least it wasn't Uncle Doug. Uncle Doug didn't get another surprise visit. All right. And then I have the JR40 there and the top pedal with the JR20 connecting to the ER50, and then slid this crystal on. This crystal's easy to slide. So if you want to wire wrap it on, be my guest. But just so you know, you don't have to unbend this like you do some of the other crystals. So this crystal will slide right on and it will slide right off. So just be mindful when you're using that crystal in particular. And that's all you have to do for these earrings. Isn't that crazy? Just a couple of these turn into that, or just a few, or oh, no, not a few. A few is 3, 4. You'll need 4 of those pinwheel washers for this. I'm going to pop up that washer pack again. 14 pieces for $20, cart 102 for this raw steel pinwheel washer. You'll need 4 to create this pair of earrings. And then this also comes in a kit, and I'm going to pop that up again. So the kit, the bracelet kit, everything that you need to make these earrings as well as this bracelet. So it's not just the earring kit, it's a bracelet and earring kit for $39. So you can make everything that you see here with this listing. So make sure you grab it if you want the kit version or the bulk version. I suggest probably getting both because you will probably use these a whole bunch of different ways, whether it's, 1 or stacking 2 or even stacking more. I haven't even tried stacking more. I think that would be pretty crazy too. Janet, I have green paint under my thumbnail and I can't seem to get it off with a nail brush or tools. As we know, paints are long lasting. If I get paint like that, Janet, especially if it's like right after I do it, I'll sit here and just scrape it off. I mean, it does pretty dang good if I just sit there with my other nails and scrape it off. Otherwise, I think acetone would probably work, like nail polish remover. Um, It comes in handy when you're teaching, though, Corian, you don't have to remember to describe what you were doing. Great tip for picking up crystals. You can use your silicone brush to pick them up as long as it's a little bit damp from vintage. Yes. Okay. Anywho, just wanted to make sure that I caught up on some comments there that I may have missed. That is for the earring kit. And then we might as well do the bracelet next because that is in the same kit. And then after this bracelet, we will do a trivia. So we will push this up there for now. So we'll do the next bracelet here. And everything that you need to make this bracelet comes in this bracelet earring kit. These earrings, this bracelet for $39, cart 100. Otherwise, we are going to go through the bulk pack pieces that you'll need to make that kit. I'm going to push these earrings here out of the way and not get super shadowy. So I'm going to actually push them way up there. Okay. You are going to need a butterfly pack if you're not getting the kits. So this is the lunar fly butterfly, natural brass, beautifully detailed, front, back, 5 pieces for $20. They retail for about $8.50 a piece. Cart 103. Make sure you grab that if you didn't get the kit. You're also going to want the stemmed flower pack, and that is going to be cart 104. You can choose between natural brass and solid brass. I have solid brass out right now because that's what I'm using, but there is an option for natural brass. Cart 104, 7 pieces for $22. You can do solid brass or natural brass, but I do have the solid brass out because that's the one that I'm using for this bracelet. I should probably put something like underneath this to make it like up more for you guys. Let me grab a little stone up here. Ugh. Okay. All my stones are in my windowsill above, so there we go. That way you can see it a little bit easier. That's beautiful. All right, so the lunar fly and the stemmed flower. You're also going to want the feather cuff pack. It's the feather with a bracelet curve already done to it. So it's natural brass, cart 105, 5 pieces for $24. And it's like the perfect bracelet curve. So these are already curved for you. You don't have to do any of that. Cart 105 for the flower, or not the flower, for the bracelet curve feather. So you need those 3 pieces, as well as the gypsy chain. I have that available in a couple bulk packs, but not too many because I needed to reserve some for the kits. So I will pop that up very quickly. This is the gypsy chain that I'm talking about. Cart 106, 3 feet for $24. This retails for about $19 a foot, which is insane that you're getting it for the deal that you're getting it for. So make sure you grab that. It's got these super cute little dangly rings that come off the chain that really fancy it up. There's some that are ribbed and some that are smooth. This chain is amazing. It is a Bella exclusive, and we will not be getting any more. So once this is gone, it's gone. I'll see if I can find some more, but the chances of that happening are very, 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 very slim. So make sure you grab it if you want it. Otherwise, once it's gone because it is so expensive. All right, so we'll take that pack off the screen and we'll start with what we have currently. I did add these 2 little from my leftover chain here. I had these cut off, so I just added them with a couple jump rings in the top 2 holes because I didn't want to leave the holes there, and I didn't necessarily feel like putting resin in there and filling them and painting them. So I just attached some jump rings to the fancy gypsy chain and then dropped a couple of those gray beads from there, which it's stunning when it's on because then it hangs like this off to the side. And I love that. I love that look. All right, let's get into the construction. Push this up there. It's very stunning. Hold on, let me just slap her on the wrist quick. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. That's what I'm talking about with how that dangles down off the side on either side. Very pretty. All right. Let's throw that there. You're going to need your hole punch tool. Make sure you grab that. We're going to punch the center of our butterfly here. So I would take it from the back to the front because it is dapped there, and kind of just find your very, very center point in that dapped area. And we're going to pull that out. Perfect. Just like that. And then we're going to layer that onto our feather bracelet here. Find where you want it to lay on the feather bracelet, whether you want it more to one side or more to the other side, depending on if you're going to, loop this or cut some of it. But line it up wherever you want it on your bracelet. I chose the very center. And then I'm going to mark where I want my hole punch hole with my bead all here. See if I scratch that up good. That looks great. So I made a little mark there. So then I can punch that. I love the earrings Janet made with that flower posted on DIY. I know, aren't they insane? Janet used this flower on a few of her designs that she posted in DIY Vintage, and very, very, very stunning pieces. She did a very good job. That looks about right. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to rivet these together. So grab a RV040. That's the rivet that I used this time. It's the actual rivet, not the eyelet. So I'm going to grab one of those. I'm going to bring my bench block back. All right, butterfly goes down first, but I might have to flatten this out a little bit. So I'm going to get rid of some of this dap here where my hole's at. That way I can save room with riveting. There we go. This part, the butt portion of the butterfly left untouched, only hammering this portion where the hole's at. So I'm gonna lay my rivet down. I might have to thread my bead all through this hole now that I have hammered it. I need a top view so I can see. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna extend that hole because I did close it a little bit when I did hammer that portion. All right, let's see if it'll slide down now. Beautiful. So we're on top of our rivet, and then we're going to throw our feather with our bracelet curve on top, and then we're going to rivet that together. And we'll give you a better angle for that too. Hopefully. Okay. We're going to hammer that down nice and flat using the rounded side of my hammer first because that helps me mushroom my rivet down. I don't want to hit my phone, so I'm just going to pull it back just a little bit more here because I was just about there. Looking good, looking good. Gorgeous. So now our butterfly is attached to our feather. I'm going to hold my butterfly here in the center together because I don't want to pull my rivet too much, but I'm going to just with my fingers curve my butterfly to kind of match the bracelet curve of the feather there. Much better. Beautiful. Pull this. All right. Take your reliefing block to this prior to doing any more. Probably relief your feather before you even rivet. I wasn't really thinking too much on that, but this helps bring out those really high points in the middle and gives it some more detail. Gorgeous. And you can paint this too. I think it'd be very, very beautiful painted. But I am a little biased toward just the natural look of metal typically. All right, now you need your stemmed flower. And I fit this bottom tiny flower through this hole originally. So I noticed that I did punch my hole a little bit farther down than what I did on my other one. So I'm just gonna take my bead awl. I'm gonna stick it through here. Be careful when you're doing it because you don't want to stab yourself. There we go. Oh no. Something just landed on me. It was like right by my ear. Uncle Doug, will you come here for a second, please? Because I don't want it to like crawl on my face. I don't know where it's at. It's on my left side somewhere. I think it's in my hair, but I don't know. It just came and whacked my head. Do you see it? Yeah. Thank you. That was a beetle? Okay. I wasn't going crazy. Turn them over. Turn them over. His little legs are going crazy. I wasn't lying. Sorry. Well, where'd he go? We're just looking at. Did you pick it back up? Fell down. Oh, okay. Yeah. No. This is totally fine. It was crawling over here. No. He's showing it to Spencer, and they just they bite. Well, I don't know. I wasn't eating them. Oh no! I think they're so cool from a distance. I'll take a picture of them because I think they're really cool. But don't get them anywhere near me. Yeah. No. No thanks. Thanks for grabbing that for me after a bug just flew on my head. Okay. All right. I didn't know what it was. I didn't want it to be like a stink bug or something and me just like, oh, no thanks. Oh, we gotta go back to me. It flipped back. Okay. So I'm going to extend this up off of my feather by using my beetle. Sorry, Uncle Doug. We keep flipping back to you. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you guys see both of my hands are on my screen and it just loves Uncle Doug so much. It just wants Uncle Doug to be on the live and not me. Okay. We're pulling that up. Don't pull it up enough to where it breaks it, but give yourself just enough room to be able to slide that flower in there. Didn't I handled that well, I thought. I didn't scream or go crazy. I was just like, I just need Uncle Doug to get over here right now so he can get this thing off of me. All right. That should be pretty good. I'm going to put this through here because I might need to elongate it just a little bit more. I also did kind of smash this down a little bit because it does have a dap to it, and I want it a little bit more flat, just that piece to be able to slide through there. All right, I need to up it just a bit more here. And you don't have to have that point secured. I just really liked the way that it looked there, and I just broke mine, so oh well. Anyway, it would go in through here. I should have um put my hole punch up a little bit farther. And then you would fold those pieces down. But forget about that point. We'll find a different point for you. I'll squish those down for now. Probably cut them off later. Anywho, we're gonna slide this thick flower up and under our butterfly, and our top flower is gonna go over top. So make some room to slide that in. Good. Beautiful. That's looking about good. I'm gonna bend this over so you guys can see where that point did end up going through there before. Like there. So you guys notice that my feather is down a little bit, so it gave me a little more working room there. So be mindful. I wasn't mindful when I was doing this one on that, but anywho, you can always just wrap that down and around. Make sure I'm pushed in really good there. I'm gonna fold that. We're looking pretty good. And be careful. Move your pieces slow, especially if you're starting out with wrapping, because this is a little fragile and you just want to be careful when you're maneuvering it. Seems like I'm pretty good where I'm at on that one. I'm probably going to tuck this flower to give me another secure point. All right, that looks good. The bottom is going to wrap up and under the side. So to avoid breaking off any of my pieces here, I'm going to hold it together with my chain nose, the stemmed flower, and the flower. And that's going to help me bend this where I need to bend it. I'm going to use my other chain nose. I'm going to double hammy this. Natural brass version will be a little bit more bendy. I think it's the natural brass version's a bit more fragile too, so just be careful because you might break your stem, and you just want to be careful and slow while you're maneuvering your metal. That looks good there. I'm gonna hold my point again, curve underneath. That's pretty tight knit and close, so that's good. Come over to the back side. I'm gonna fold this down the rest of the way. So we're locked, and then I'm gonna take this little tab here and then fold that back over, but I'm gonna fold it back over so it goes up and underneath my butterfly instead of being able to see it right there. So I'm gonna pinch it right next to my flower here and just pull as I'm twisting my pliers. And then that's gonna give me a good point to be able to come back up top and fold her back down. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Now for this, you can leave it as it is. Maybe if you want this tacked down a bit, you could add some glue and just, hold it down for a bit. Otherwise, this is the point that was kind of holding that flower down for me, was by tucking it into the antenna area there. But instead, I'm going to take this flower and I'm going to bend it around the back. I might be able to do this one just with my finger. I'm going to do this one slow. All right. That's looking pretty good. And now we're flat. You might want to tuck this underneath that flower. So I'm going to actually pull this off to the side a little bit and then pull it under, but do it slow because I don't want to snap that if I don't have to. Can't tell you how many things I've snapped while wrapping, and I just need to take it a little bit more slow instead of trying to just get through it. Be a little more patient when it comes to that. Better. Much better. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Ooh, that beetle just flew into the light. It's flying around the light. Ooh, it's not going. Hold on. All right, I just flicked it out of here. I just flicked it out. All right. Glue for your flat back. I'm going to dunk my silicone brush into my liquid Loctite. I'm gonna paint that on. Put that off to the side because that's my glue brush. Grab a chaton. What color did I do on that one? I did green. I'll do a clear this time, like a crystal clear. Slide that right in the center. I gotta turn it this way to make sure I really am center though. Gorgeous. And I'll probably just make this look like it didn't break just by kind of pinching them back together. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. Now, I did do this opposite of my other bracelet. So this side is actually this side on my bracelet. So you can, do your bracelet curve however you want, whether it's facing the other way or this way. But I took this tail end here and we made a loop with our feather end. Gorgeous. Make that a little more straight. I'm gonna tuck it just a little bit more. Gorgeous. And then on the other side here, I just left this. My plan originally was going to be to curve this in a little bit, but I just left it as it was and then added the chain and jump rings. So I did a JR40 on either side with a JR30 in that tiny hole because the JR40 in that hole, when it's laying on your wrist, sits up pretty high. So I wanted to ensure that the smaller jump ring would be the one that's vertical with the larger jump ring being horizontal. And then that goes into our gypsy chain down there at the end, as well as the other side, JR40 into gypsy chain. And because this side is rolled, the JR40 lays horizontally. So that just worked out. And I didn't need to add a JR20 there or a JR30. And then we went into our gypsy chain, into another JR40 to our clasp. Hi, Lisa. Don't you love it, Janet? It's so cute. So we got that done. That's a beautiful, gorgeous bracelet. And remember, if you spend a minimum of $100, you're going to get a free gift. And every $100 spent after that is also another free gift. So you could potentially get this piece that I've made, or you could get this piece that I made, or a few other like sample things that we've done in the past, just little fun cutesy gifts for you guys. You could do a wire wrapped bead, absolutely. I know, Lisa, I saw your order and I was on the phone with Ian and I was like, oh my gosh, Lisa must have really liked this offering because she went a little crazy this time. But with good reason, because when I was bragging to like my mom and dad and to Uncle Doug, I was like, look at what I made for the ladies demo because they're just going to love it. Love, love, love it. So anyway, stunning. I love it. So cute. Is Uncle Doug ready for a trivia? I don't see him over there, but I'm hoping that he's ready for a trivia. Maybe he's in the bathroom. Because I told him we'd do one in between this one and our next one. But let's grab what the trivia will be. Maybe. All right. Let's just go through what components you'll need very quickly and see if he'll get back in time. So you're going to need your Lunar Fly Butterfly Pack, 5 pieces for $20, cart 103. You're going to need a stemmed flower pack, cart 104, 7 pieces for $22. I use the solid brass version, but you also can use the natural brass version, which is also offered. And then you're going to need that feather pack with the bracelet curve, cart 105. Feather pack, 5 pieces, $24. Otherwise, you can just buy the kit, and the kit will come with everything that you need to make not only this bracelet, but you will also be able to make these earrings. Everything from the findings to the stampings to the chain to the crystals, everything you need. We don't leave anything out. So, for this bracelet and earring kit, everything you need to make for these earrings and this bracelet, cart 100 for $39. Thank you, Lisa. Cute, cute, cute. All right. Now is Uncle Doug ready for a trivia? All right. I think he's about ready. So I'll get this listing taken down and then let's grab what the trivia will be here. We're going to do a panel pack and then I'm going to bring Uncle Doug on. So give me one sec while I get everything situated. All right, Uncle Doug,
Am I
there we go.
on?
You are on.
No, I can't even find the screen.
Oh, for trivia.
No, for crying out loud. Oh, here it is. I found it.
Okay.
Now I'm on.
Yay!
Sorry, I was up and about running some errands. Every time you put something up, Goose tells me, hey, go see if we got any of those.
Oh, she's so funny.
All right. Let's see. What do we got here? I do have some trivia today. What are we offering? The first offering is this set of pop-up panels. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the question. And for those of you on YouTube, I'm also going to copy and paste it over there. So everybody will have an equal chance for it.
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of the fictional country in the movie Black Panther? What is the name of the fictional?
How cool would it be if it was real?
If it was real, yeah, that would
That
be
you
cool.
could like go and visit? That would be insane.
Yeah, and now I can't find my window for YouTube. Oh, I feel so bad. Where is it? Because I wanted to give them a copy too.
They'll be able to see it on my live stream because I have your Facebook comment popped up.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah.
Somehow it must have closed. I don't know. I got too many windows open. So, what is the name of the fictional country in the movie Black Panther? That is the question.
The new Black Panther, right? The newer one.
Well, what's new? I don't know.
I guess we'll find out once we get the answers in
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So let's see. We got set. Oh, look at that. We have Connie Benner jumping in. Wakanda is the right. Connie Benner got it first.
Good job, Connie. Wakanda's right. That's the one that I was thinking of too. So good. Good, good. So she's going to get this amazing panel pack, which you guys know you can do some insane stain techniques and painting in the lines or out of the lines, you know, whatever floats your boat. These are some of my favorites, though. They're so pretty. And these don't have the sticky back, so these ones do need to be popped out. But could you imagine? This is a necklace and a pair of earrings right there. This is a pair of earrings, a pair of earrings, and then you could do like this and this and this and this as a pair of earrings. I mean, pair of earrings, necklace, pair of earrings, pair of earrings. You can do like these two with these, so on and so forth. And then earrings here. Could do earrings for these, a necklace for that.
A lot of options there.
Yeah, I love how they laid them out to kind of like show that you could do it in that manner.
Okay, I'm feeling like spring too now.
All right, let's see the doodle.
So there it is. Connie Benner's got a little flower popping up.
Because we went over those flower earrings. Because I'm
Yeah,
also hoping for
Nancy said
spring.
she said do spring stuff today.
Okay.
Oh, there's a little bit of spring.
And it's a little warmer today than what it has been
It
all
is.
week.
It's supposed to be 50, I think, or something.
Oh, thank goodness. I'll finally be able to clean up my yard of dog doo-doo.
Oh no, that's what you're looking forward to.
Yes, I am so looking forward just to
You
getting
better get
that
a
crap
good
out of
long
my
hose
yard.
out there and just spray it down.
It doesn't work like that with 4 dogs. Maybe 1 dog, but
It,
not
it
4.
did it did when we were growing up with 2 golden retrievers.
Yeah, but I have like a half-acre lot. It's so small.
Well, good luck.
And
I'm gonna come over and
okay,
yeah.
sounds good. If it'll let me switch ya. I'm trying. I'm trying so hard. I'm clicking. I'm gonna try it. Okay, there's a different view, but Uncle Doug's still there. So, do you guys see me clicking this? Because it's not switching. This is stupid. Okay, okay. Ha, we're good. I just have to click 5 different things for my one thing to work. What the heck is up with? Trust me, I update all my apps prior to even going live. So it's not like something's not updated or whatever. It just doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do. I don't know what that is. What's that? Oh. Okay. I'll do that later. I won't do that right now, but I'll do that later. It's probably just me. For real. It's probably just me not being able to click a screen. Okay. Our last 2 designs, which we'll do a trivia in between these 2, but I did want to show them together because these 2 are both offered. Look, see? Keep switching. Okay. Yeah, it was just an empty chair. Okay. I have seen those companies, Lynn, and I thought about it, but I was like, why would I spend money doing it if I could just go out there and do it myself? But you know what? I think that it would totally be worth it though if it was just like one time after the winter months and be like have somebody come in and scoop all that and then I'll go out after the fact every day and scoop it. But anywho, that's just a little of life with Corian and having 4 dogs. I'm crazy to even think that that was an idea, but hey, I'm managing and they're all taken care of very well and spoiled. So I'm totally okay. All right, so the kits that I have up right now, cart 101, everything that you need to make this necklace and this bracelet come in this kit. Cart 101. This kit retails for over $100 and we're giving it to you for $49. So make sure you grab these. My, how I love this design, and pearls are in for 26. Are they really? I am not a big trend follower. I am one of those that likes to go against trends because I don't like doing what everybody else is doing. I like being unique and offering my own. But it's fun if pearls are in for 2026 because this bracelet is definitely it. So the pearls do come in this necklace and bracelet kit, as well as the findings chain, everything you need to make what I have made here. And the pearls are only offered in this necklace and bracelet kit because I want to make sure that the ladies that buy the kits get everything they need before I make a bulk crystal pack for this. So make sure you grab this kit. But we'll simmer it down from the last wrap. We'll do this bracelet first, and then we'll do the cicada necklace last because that one takes a little bit of time because there's a lot of wrapping in that one too. But let's start off with this bracelet. Stunning, absolutely stunning. We'll give you a close up and then I'll show you what it looks like on. Holy moly. Um, isn't that cool with the dragonfly too? So the bead cap that was used for this is brass based and it's plated gold, but if you hammer it, it's going to flake because it's not a gold flex plate like our platings are. Some of our platings aren't flex, but a lot of them are flex, so you are able to maneuver, your pieces without your plating cracking, but your plating will crack, so just be mindful if you want to hammer these out. I like the antique look. So along with the cracked plating, I also added the black antique to really just make it whole, make it look like it's intended, which it is intended. At least that's what I intended. But the little dragonflies here. So I have this flower bead cap that we smushed down, and then I wanted to make this into a bracelet. But if I had a flower here, where the flower hits on the wrist, it was a little uncomfortable with the top and the bottom petals still on there. So I cut the top and the bottom petal off, and then I attached in between the bead caps here. I did a little dragonfly to kind of match that same look with the four wings coming off, kind of like how the four petals are coming off, with taking off that top and that bottom petal. Really, Lynn? Lynn has sold some pearl and metal mixed necklaces to some young guys. I believe it. I think dudes are getting a little bit more into jewelry, and not just like feminine jewelry and, feminine guys, but they're starting to wear more masculine things. And I love seeing jewelry on dudes. And Ian actually requested that he requested that I make a bracelet or a necklace for him, and I did, and he's worn it every day since. And then recently he requested that I make a bracelet for him. So I will have to get into that and do a little bit some more masculine designs, but just to have something to look forward to because it has been requested of me. But let's get into what you need for this. You're going to need the bead cap pack. 8 pieces for $20. I'm sure this one's probably almost sold out, but this is the brass based bead cap that I was talking about that's plated with a non-flex gold plating. But it's got this cool like florally design. It's a little hard to see, but you can see like the flowers there if I move it in the light a little bit on these two little circle pieces in between. But it's very beautiful when it's flattened out, and I'm just going to go through and tell you guys how I did this without ruining, or not even ruining, but without changing up these bead caps because they are limited and the kits are limited as well as the bulk packs. So I want to save as many as I can for you guys, but you're going to smash them out. Once they're smashed out, they're going to look like this really pretty flower, which I was telling you guys before, you don't even have to do the bracelet. You could, just do the centerpiece and add an ear wire there at the top. Stunning earrings. Absolutely stunning earrings. Are you kidding me? Oh, especially with the pearls and pearls being in for 26, no brainer. Absolutely must have. All right, so that's what your flower is going to come out to be. I just took a paper towel and blotted the black paint on it, or I blotted the black paint on everything. So you'll do that. You'll have your dragonflies, which I'm going to bring up here next. So I did add a new one. Before we had just flying one, we only had the flying east or the flying west listed, but now you have the option to get the flying east or the flying west dragonfly. So you can get 14 pieces of the flying east or the flying west. Or there's an option to where you can get 7 pieces of the flying east and 7 pieces of the flying west. So all the pack quantities will be 14 pieces, but you can choose between just east, just west, or a combination of the two. They are all solid brass, 14 pieces for $20, cart 108, and you can choose those selections either in your shopping cart on Facebook or on vintagelifeshop.com. And the difference between the two are the holes. So one's on one side, one's on the other side. So that's why they're flying east and flying west. Very cute, but I just took the tails off and filed and then added an additional hole punch on either side, and then that's what's put in between, and I added the hole punches on the bottom wings as well to connect into our other bead caps. So you'll have those, cart 108. They are solid brass. I'll give you another close up because they are very detailed. There's a ton of detail going on in there. And then they are slightly dapped, so there is a ridge on the back. So grab that pack. So it's this, and this. It's 3 bead caps, 2 dragonflies. For these bead caps on the sides here, you're going to smash them down like you did the center flower. And then you're going to clip off the top and clip off the bottom petals on either side to match the shape of the dragonfly we have in between. And then your connecting points are going to be on the inside holes to your dragonfly holes. Inside hole is on the other side to coin chain, which is also listed on vintagelifeshop.com, into a clasp. And then on the very bottom, I added some of these pearls with the head pins. And there's a little something that I want to show you with these here in a moment. But then I also took a hole punch and punched in the center of my dragonfly to be able to hang another pearl down from the center of the dragonfly. Be careful when you're punching this one. You're going to want to, for sure, now listen to me, for sure, punch this one back to front. So you're going to have your piece flipped over. You're going to punch it from the back to the front. I was so angry yesterday. I yelled, and thankfully, nobody was in here because Uncle Doug had left for the day. Kieran had left for the day. I mean, like, Uncle Doug had just left for the day. And I had this all put together without these 2 beads and without the hole punch. And I go, okay, I need 2 more pearl beads to offset the space in between these ones. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, hole punch this center dragonfly, no problem. And I hole punched it and I punched the hole out. There was no hole. I just broke my piece off and I was like, are you kidding me? it so loud because I was angry that I had already painted this piece, already had everything put together. And this last minute decision that I had, I was like, okay, I have to put a hole punch here. And then I broke it. And then I had to take apart that whole side, put another dragonfly in there, so on and so forth. So be careful when you're punching this. Make sure that you are in line, not to go off the edge, so you don't run into that. And you might as well, as soon as you cut these, please punch them right away before assembling so you don't run into the issue that I had when assembling this. But I was so angry because I had everything put together and I was like, I just have to add these two pearls. I just have to do it. And that's another reason why I love these demos, because I'm making the jewelry. I'll make the mistakes for you. That way, you guys don't have to make those same mistakes and get frustrated. Let me take on the frustration and then teach you how not to mess up like I did. But yes, we are all human, Lisa. Yes, yes, yes. And humans are notorious for making mistakes. All right, so simple, simple there. On the bottom of this flower petal, I had 2 jump rings connecting into the F20 hole with that Swarovski Rivoli there in the center. I glued some of those flat back chatons in the center of the bead cap holes. And now for the pearls. Now, I used HP ones, and I want to show you something about these. Our head pins. So there are beads, right, that have very small holes. In our head pins, it might be really hard to tell here, but there's 2 little notches that come off each side. You see, like, I mean, just barely see the notches that come flush up to the head of the point. And that's because the machines used to make these push this flat, and it kind of pushes some of that metal in. So, to accomplish this with a tiny hole like this pearl, you're going to stick it through. Notice how my head pin does not go all the way down. That bothers me. That can get caught on stuff. It's sharp, like, no thanks. And it will not, no matter how hard I press it down, it will not go flush. It will always be sticking up. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how the heck did she get these flush? Now, you're going to take your bench block, and this might be a little tedious, but it's worth it just to make sure that they're not hanging down like that. And I did this for each of them, but I had my bench block like this. I'm going to get you an angle here. I'm going to push my bead as far as I can down. And see how there's that overhang there? You're going to push it down on your steel bench block and roll it. Roll it around, and that will push the head of the head pin to be flush. Do you see how it's folding that head down to be closer to, versus from this point to it touching? You can squish that head down and form it to the bead shape. And then if you didn't want to just sit here and maneuver your bead around until all of those corners are folded down, if you're gentle, you can take your chain nose pliers and just guide, just very slowly and gently guide your head pin to be also following the curvature of the bead. So now we're flush, and we're not just having all of that overhang hanging off. Very cute. And then for the loop part here, we're going to take our round nose pliers like this. I put my nail here at the very tip of it so I don't break my bead. I want to make sure that this is not fuzzy while I'm showing you this. on. Seems pretty fuzzy on my side. Hopefully it's not fuzzy on your side. Okay, so I'm gonna pull my head pin down like this over my nail. So I have this nice like L shape coming off. And then I'm going to take my clippers here, clip it to size for the loop that I want, balance my bead in between my fingers, and wrap my loop. I went off to the side a little bit. And make sure that I'm straight. And that's going to give you a really good loop. And then you open and close your loop. Where's my end? So open it, slide it onto the bottom of your flower, close it, and then you got yourself your little pearl bead. So super easy. Now you have a solution. Exactly. Lisa said like a crimp cover. Yes, absolutely. I've used sacrifice seed beads placeholders to save a crystal that will break away. That's a great idea. So yeah, lots of cute things. Simple construction mostly through this. It's just a little bit of cutting and then some hammering and then attaching your jump rings and then doing your loops for your pearl beads. We're only going to need 3 bead caps for this, 2 dragonflies, 8 pearl beads if you're not going to get the kit, some coin chain, a clasp, and some jump rings and head pins, and you're all set for this design. Cute, huh? It's crazy that I always loved setting out my pieces like this and saying, this is what this can make. Isn't that insane? Just, 5 pieces or 5 stampings into this huge bracelet. Love it. Absolutely love it. But on that note, is Uncle Doug ready for another trivia? Okie dokie. Hold on a second. You're back.
I'm back.
All right. We have some kits here. Are all of these for trivia or just
No,
one or
just one per trivia there.
okay, I'm going to pick one here. We'll do the willow branch kit. The willow branch earring kit. Where did you pull these from?
Hey, I found a little stash.
Were they in bins?
I've got a big bin over here with some of these kits. When we used
Okay.
to do the warehouse sales down below,
Yeah.
um, a bunch of kits were made up.
I just
Because
want to make
obviously,
sure that
look at the name of the card underneath vintage.
artisan copper.
Yeah, it's not artisan copper.
Yeah.
So that was just something that was made up for the downstairs selling.
I might have some of these listed, so I just need to maybe make
Hmm.
sure where you pulled them from exactly,
Okay.
just in case I need to adjust some numbers.
Sure. I think I've got a big bin over here, but we'll take a
Okay.
look at that in a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe when
Willow
you
branch
go on break.
earrings. Right. Look at that. There's some ER20s in there, Uncle Doug. Those
Uh-oh.
are
Oh,
a hot
that's like an
commodity
old
right now.
stash. That's
Oh
that's a big
goodness.
commodity right now.
Seriously. All right. Earring kit.
Okay. Here's the question. What is the best-selling video game of all time? What is the best-selling video game of all time?
Yes, Cindy, you could also use the one-step looper for those pearl beads. I just like hand doing them personally.
Who's going to come in with the answer? Is it going to be YouTube or Facebook? Who's going to win the trivia question? Keeping my eye on both here. Oh, holy mackerel. Kathy. Kathy coming in with the answer. It
Ooh.
is Minecraft.
Good job, Kathy. Remember, to claim your trivias or the Big Loot giveaway, you must have an open order with us on vintagelifeshop.com so we can ship it to you. Good job, Kathy. What kind of doodle do we have for Kathy?
Well, let's see here. Let's see. So many choices. All right. This is really poorly done. I apologize, but you'll get the idea of what it is. My lines went astray. All right. Where's my white? Okay. Here we go. Since it's springtime, we always need to do one of
Oh, it's a watering
those.
can.
Yeah,
Right?
well, at least you got what it was, even though my lines went pretty whack on it.
It's so cute. Oh, Kathy had a crossword clue about that game recently.
Oh, did she?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Ian plays Minecraft, and sometimes I'll hop on and play Minecraft. It's been a long time since I have, but for
Did you
a
see
minute
the
there I
movie
was
with
playing
Jack
it.
Black?
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah, kind of funny. You know, I sent your.
It wasn't my favorite by any means, and I wasn't like, oh my
No.
gosh, this was such a good movie. It
Do
was
you know what my
just
favorite part
fun.
of the movie was?
What?
When Jack Black says, "I am Steve." I sent a copy of that to your dad. I
Oh,
actually,
really?
I actually clipped it out.
That's funny.
He never replied. I don't know if maybe he didn't appreciate it.
He probably just didn't get it.
I am Steve.
It reminds me of the monkey off of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I think his name is Steve too, and
Oh,
it's
is it?
so fun. Yeah.
Well, let's see if I can find it. At least I'll send it to you. Maybe you'll like it.
All right.
All right,
I'll
I'll be right
see you in a
over.
bit. Okay. There we go. Haha. That one was a little bit better. Okay. We're almost done, and it is 1:30. I'm loving this demo. I know. It's going by quick. Well, that one, I didn't want to demo any of the bead caps because I wanted to make sure that, whoever wanted the kits and stuff, that they would have everything they need for it. There's only 4 of the bracelet and earring kit and only 4 of the necklace and bracelet kit left. Grab those. I did. Yep. Yeah, probably. I did do that though. Oh, you're good. Thanks for reminding me. If I needed the reminder. Which I didn't this time. Sometimes I do though. I think it maybe was last week where I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to show this. All right. For the necklace, the cicada necklace. Oh, Lisa, I might have to. I don't think I sent it to him and I think I forgot. Thank you for the reminder. See, that's my brain. I need the reminders. I'll have to, once I'm done with the live today, I will show him that. Um, Yes, I will do that right after the live today. That's so funny because I actually forgot to do that. I'm sorry, Lisa. That's my mind, though, for you. Okay, so I used 2 of these TB 50s, I think they are. It's a creative love knot bar, and I called it a wire knot, which this is stinking cool. And I was looking at it, I was like, how the heck do I want to incorporate this? And I'm really excited to see what Ainsley and Jean do with this as well, because I did have some of these included in the Big Loot subscription giveaway. or not giveaway, the big, not the big loot. What is it? The warehouse monthly picks subscription, the $100 subscription. So some of these are included in that, and I'm very excited to see how Jean and Ainsley use them. But I use them as little connectors. So I created a loop on either side, and they are natural brass. So I'm going to pop that up. The wire knot pack, 14 pieces for $20. These are already knotted for you. They're a little hard to get that wrapped loop because it is a thicker wire, but just move it slow and come in with like a smaller loop versus coming up here. You're going to want to probably start a little bit smaller as you're looping it. I'm going to loop this one this way, but it's very thick wire, so it's a little bit harder to loop. Oop. Make sure you grab it really tight. I mean, look at all the. I mean, it might be hard to tell the amount of force that I'm putting on the loop itself, but trust me, it's not the easiest thing to do. But it looks really cool when it's done. And I'm gonna curve that in a bit more. And then I could probably just squish this with my chain nose. Beautiful. It's a lot easier to move this way, like to open and close it versus trying to roll it. And then you would just do that same thing on the other side. Otherwise, I think this would be like a cool earring thing to have some stuff dangling off here. You could probably hammer the end enough to be able to flatten it out and put a hole punch there and then have something dangling. So there are a few things to do with this. But I thought it really added to the look of the gypsy chain with the cicada necklace. So that's why we use these, and I wanted to test them out and see what I could do with them myself. So I'm very excited to see what Jean and Ainsley do with them. Cart 109, the wire knot pack, 14 pieces for $20. There's quite a few different things you could do with these, to be honest. All right, so you'll need your wire pack. You'll also need a cicada pack if you're not getting the kit. 4 pieces for $20, cart 110. These retail for $10 a piece. So it's basically like a buy two, get two. Very pretty. I featured the cicada not too long ago with the willow branch ring at the top here for a pair of earrings. And you guys had seen some different paint techniques on this. So cart 110 for the cicada pack. You're also going to need the bird, which I thought I had one of those out, but maybe I didn't. It's a solid brass soaring bird. Let me grab 2 of those out. The ones that I had listed previously sold out. They were the pre-painted ones. These are not pre-painted. These ones are just solid brass. Cart 111 bird pack, 6 pieces for $20. I think these retail for around $7 a piece. Cart 111. Did I say 110? Cart 111 is solid brass soaring bird pack, and then it's got that hole punch there at the top. Very detailed. Come in nice and close. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And it does have the ridges on the back because it is slightly dapped as well. Cool beans. And then you're also going to need this filigree pack. It's our, what would we call it? It's not a gerbil. Starts with a G though. I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. Thank you, Lisa. She said the cicada is outstanding. This is the filigree pack that I used for this as well. This is going to wrap our stone to our cicada. 3 pieces for $18. These retail for $12 a piece minimum. Cart 112, filigree pack, 3 pieces, $18. It is natural brass. It's got a slight dap to it as well. It's a very pretty filigree, and I have featured this several times. So if you want to take a peek at the inspiration, visit vintagelifeshop.com and you'll be able to see some of the past designs. I have been adding the YouTube links because those don't disappear. I've been adding the collection names as well. So every collection that I'm using these pieces in, I am starting to keep the collection name in there and drop the link below so you guys are able to follow those links to those videos just by viewing the product on vintagelifeshop.com, which makes things easy for you, hopefully. All right, now the kit for this comes with all of the little jewels and the cab and everything that you need to make this. You need one of those. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really not that tired, but I think my brain's a little tired. Okay, so we got Cicada pack, we got our bird pack. I'm gonna pop up that gypsy chain pack one more time. You will get 18 inches of this in the kit, but I wanted to show that we also are selling it in 3-foot sections for $24. It retails for 19 bucks a foot because it's so expensive. Cart 106 natural brass chain. Love it. It is a Bella exclusive. Once it's gone, it's gone. And I haven't seen any more, so chances are we don't have any more. So grab it while you can before you can't. All right. So we showed you guys how to create the loop. So that is the connecting piece between my gypsy chain and my cicada wrap here, with two JR 106s connecting the knot to the chain and the knot to the cicada there. So we're gonna pull that up here. Beautiful. All right. Now the cicada here is really cool. And I thought this color matched the solid brass super nicely, but I'm gonna pre-paint this. I'm gonna paint it a little bit differently than I painted this. So I already had put this all together. I wrapped everything, everything was complete, and then I decided I wanted to paint it. So that's why it might look a little more messy than what it typically would be, because it was hard for me to get some of that paint under that filigree after wrapping it. So you're going to want to pre-paint this unless you don't necessarily care too much that it's looking the way that it's looking. What gauge? This looks pretty close to being 16 gauge, but it's harder than our 16 gauge wire. It's like a 16 gauge hard wire. I mean, it's got to be pretty close. It might be 14 gauge. I don't have a gauge tool here, but I can tell you how thick it is, millimeter wise. So you have a caliper. It's about 1.8 millimeter thick. If you can tell what gauge that is based on the millimeter. I'm gonna put that up here for now. We'll bring the solid brass bird back closer to the end. Okay, now for our filigree here, I wrapped this and then slid this in after the fact and then really scrunched it down. So I laid my cicada on top of my filigree and I noted where I could stick the prongs through here to make it work and secure. And I just want to make sure that I'm grabbing the right spots on this one. So these two are going to go up like this through those top two holes there. These two are going to get thrown down here into these holes. And then these legs are going to get put into the holes that are right underneath of them. So we're going to take our round nose pliers here. And you can choose any of the holes which are easier or easiest for you to get your product wrapped through. But I'm gonna pull up my leg, and I do these slow so I don't end up snapping some of these, but I try to pick the holes that are closest to my cicada, so that way they aren't preventing my outside filigree from flipping up closer to this portion, because it might stop like here instead of up close to the wing. So that's why we're choosing the points that are closest to my cicada. So I'm gonna try and pull this under, probably from the other side here. I might not have enough room yet, but let me pull this down a bit more. You're just gonna wrap her in there. I might be able to pull that now. Wrapping takes some time, and it definitely takes patience. So if you're working on your patience this year, this is probably one of those pieces that I suggest that you try doing because it takes a little bit longer, but the finished result is just too good not to just give it a whirl. Oh, almost got that through. Almost. Starting to sweat a little bit. I'm gonna have to take my jacket off here. All right. Now I'm through, and I'm gonna squish that down so we're tight there. Let me take this off. Um, but using the legs of the cicada to secure it to your filigree and then wrapping it up really just makes it super, super secure. I have such a hard time allowing myself to use a filigree on the bottom of a pendant. It's like my precious. That's why I liked this one, and because only a small portion of it's seen from the back, but that you can still see it from the front, and it adds a whole lot of definition to the cicada wings, kind of making it look like very textured in a way. Of course, I still haven't painted this yet. I'm still wrapping it. Um, pre-paint it. I'll just paint mine afterward because I already started to wrap the filigree in it, and I know I said that I was gonna pre-paint it, and then I just started wrapping. It's just how my brain works. It's just how I design. I don't know. It just happens. All right, so we're secure there. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side with this. I'm just gonna pull up my cicada's butt a little bit so I have enough room to get up and underneath that leg so I can pull it up. I went into that one. So I'm gonna pull this back down and through filigree. That one was a lot easier. Did I do the right one? Yeah. Pull that up from the back now. Now we're secure there. And then we have these two bottom legs. I'm gonna shift my piece just a little bit because I'm a little tiny bit off center. That looks about right. I'm gonna take this leg and do the same thing. I'm just gonna pull it into one of the holes that are closest to the cicada. Oh, I was almost there. I shouldn't have squished it. I shouldn't have pre-squished it into the. Okay, that's gonna pull through. So I'm gonna Squish that down now. I'm going to fold this one back out. That. All right, and then we're going to do this last leg. I get my round nose up and under there. Slide it into a hole. This one might be a little bit different hole, but that's okay. Make sure she's folded up underneath. Yeah, that's the right one. That looks good. All right, we're pretty. That's not going anywhere. Wonderful. Your little nugget will fit in there, but we're gonna wait to put that in there. I shouldn't have called it a nugget, your cab. I should have probably used, now that I'm looking at this, I should have used this hole instead of going out to this next hole, but that's okay. Yeah, I need to squish this down a little bit though, now that I'm looking at it from an angle. Also, has anybody run a 5K before? So Ian was actually just now starting to train for his 5K that he's doing with his friends in May, I believe it is. And then he also wants to take um, him and his best friend want to take me and his best friend's girlfriend down to Florida in May, which I've never been, so I think that would be cool. All right. We're going to fold up our sides, but note that you're probably going to have to remove some of the dap back here. So I would just start to push some of this in closer to your cicada. Not too much where you can't get your stone in there, but this might be a good time to stick your stone in there and then push this stuff down. So I'm going to take my hammer, just very gently take the dap out of those pieces so they lay down, and that way my stone can't come all the way back up into here, but then by the time we wrap it down here it won't be able to come out the bottom end either. Otherwise, something that I was thinking about doing is you can come in and clip some of this and then fold it down inside there to prevent it from moving up as well if you weren't super confident about the way that you have this laid out. But it's working really well for me, so I'm sure it'll work well for you. And it's looking pretty good there. All right, now I'm going to take my chain nose here. I'm going to start at the bottom, and as close as I can get it to my cicada wing, I'm going to start pulling up this filigree. This filigree is a lot easier to maneuver than a lot of the other filigree that I've tried. So I'm just coming up. I'm not pushing it all the way to my cicada yet. I'm just folding up my sides because then I can come in and fix some of these little leg tabs that are still folded out. We'll take the little cab out of there for now. So as close to my cicada as I can get my bend, that's where I want my bend. And then up here, this is like a little bit of a different one, but I just kind of folded it in and over itself because this is what I was talking about with the legs and needing the appropriate holes so it doesn't prevent you from coming in super close to that cicada there. That looks good. I'm going to come in on the side here and fold it in just a little bit more. So I don't want it all the way down to my wings yet, but I just want it nice and close, at least the bottom portion. I'm gonna come in from this side too and kind of roll it up. All right. We're going to do that on the opposite side as well. So I'm going to start pulling up the bottom of this side as close as I can to my cicada wing. There we go. Nice and tight. And then this side right here is just going to fold up and over itself because we have those legs there. Beautiful. Love it. All right, I'm going to come in and make these a little bit closer to the bottom of the wing. And I start from the bottom because it's hard if you like smush this down right away. It's hard to get it pushed up. So that's why I start at the bottom and kind of work my way up. So you have an easier time following the curvature of the cicada doing it that way. So it's going to fold up and over itself. Beautiful. Lots of squishing here, you guys. Lots of squishing. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. That's looking pretty good. All right. Get a good handle on those. And you can also, if you're a little bit worried about your cab and your wrap, you can put your cab in here and add glue or resin to secure it even more. But I secured it by using my filigree down here and just cinching it in close enough that it doesn't fall out and tight enough. So keep cinching that filigree. I'm going to pull it from the top here together as well and from either side. Looking good. This side. Get her in tight. Beautiful. I'm going to roll this a little bit. That'll help me make sure that that stays down a little bit better until we come in and add our bird here. So that's, you still want to leave some space. So you space between your filigree and your cicada so you can fit that bird through there, and that bird is what's going to hold down your filigree that's like lifting up in this area. I need to pull this down a little bit, make it a little more symmetrical. All right. So I think my stone is in there. I'm gonna see if I can just push it down just a little bit using my bead awl. I didn't want it necessarily that high. That looks pretty good. I mean, you can go higher or lower. This one's a little bit higher, but it's still cute. But you could push it a little bit lower if you want, but that is going no shaking it like I'm shaking my paint bottle over here. That's going nowhere. All right. You try not to run 5 feet. That's so funny. No running, but I love walking fast. I need to start walking again. The stone looks like malachite. It's a super perfect leaf for the cicadas to have lunch. Ah, I love that idea. Deborah's walked 2 marathons and 1 3-person relay marathon. That's crazy. I've done 1 5K. I think I did that with my cousin Kayla. We were in Platteville at the time, and it was a run for the police or something. Not run from the police, run for the police. Just to emphasize there, we were raising money for the police in Platteville or something. Something of the sort. All right. So my tail ends here need to filter into this hole and this hole. So I'm gonna see if I can get my tail in there just by doing this right here. If I can't, I'm just gonna slide my bead awl and only pick up that area. Slide a tail in there. I'm gonna slide our tail in on the other side. Oh no, it was right there. Okay. So our tails are in, and we need to squish our filigree down over top of our tails, and then our tail is also going to get squished down to the curvature of the cicada. I'm going to do that from this direction, from the top down, and grabbing both sides so I can ensure that the filigree is super tight next to the tail there. And then I'm going to press down on either side of the wings with my fingers to get it starting to follow the curve of the cicada there. And then I'm going to push down the tail sides over top of the filigree to match the curve. I think I need to push this one down just a little bit more here. A little bit more there. All right. Beautiful. And then following the curve of the cicada here, I'm going to push down really tight on the center of my bird on top of my cicada here. And I'm going to fold this behind my cicada, and I might need to tuck. I'm going to have to tuck this leg. Oh, I'm going to tuck this leg after. I should have done it before, but I already started wrapping the wings, so it's okay. Get that nice and close. Fold in with some finger power. Do that on the other side. Keep it nice and close as you're folding. Finger power. I'm gonna pull this a little bit more behind. All right, so this is about where we're at now with our wings. I'm gonna hold super tight and fold the rest of the wing. Same on the other side. Hold super tight. Because once you get the fold over the back, then you can release your hold, because it's pretty cinched at that point. I'm gonna pull this one as I'm wrapping it back a little bit and squish that down. And you can tuck these and roll them into the holes of the filigree on the back if you want. I did that here. I just rolled the ends into the filigree in case you're worried that they might get caught on something. Just come underneath and just curve them in and down. That hole might be a little too, oh, no, that one works. Same with this one. Pull it up a little bit. Oh, curve it down. And as you're rolling it, it's going to make it a little bit tighter as well. To come at it from this angle. Roll. Roll, roll, row your boat. Okay. Gorgeous. No sharp points. That's not getting caught in anything. I'm going to take these legs, these leg tabs, and just roll them in and squish them down. Beautiful. I'm going to really squish this top one a little bit more flush on either side. Beautiful. Squish these down. You'll be able to tell which areas you need to squish a little bit more based on how far it's pushed up from your cicada. But it looks like this one's looking pretty good. Yep. Stone is going nowhere. Love it. All right. Paint time. I used hematite on the bird. Scarab wing, like blots of scarab wing, like just paper towel blots, BLOTS. And then a little bit of black as well. See if you'll see it a little bit easier here. So there's like a little bit of that metallic wing, that scarab wing color that you're seeing in there. That's bringing out the green. And then the hematite on the bird with a little bit of the black blot. And then on top, I added iridescent green to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Blend all those colors together. Thank you, Chris. I feel so much better. Way better. I mean, I'm still coughing up junk, but hey, nothing compares to what I was feeling, what, a couple weeks ago or last week, or I don't even know. My brain's just been so crazy. So crazy. But I'm curious what some other colors would look like on this. So now that you have the color combination for the one that I did, let's just do a little bit of a something something. I did more greeny tones there. I'm pretty used to working with the green and blue tones, but something that I'm not super hot on are the purples. But I think purple and green go super well together. So let me try some purples here on this one. Some metallic. I have to see which paints are. Not that one. Lilac purple, maybe. Ooh, royal purple, lilac purple. Where's my? Royal purple, lilac purple, and we'll do the color blue, the blue violet color shift. All right, I'm gonna try these three colors. Lilac purple. Did I say royal purple? Yeah. Lilac purple, royal purple, and the blue violet color shift. Let's try these. Oh, of course. I want to make sure that you guys have both options for bulk packs and for kits. Try my hardest. It's not easy making kits. It's not easy packing and pulling kits, but anything for your experience to be better with us. So let's grab a. That almost sounded like the McDonald's theme song. Yeah. That's funny. Okay, paper towel. I'm gonna use a little brush to try and get some of this painted, and then we'll do the big loot giveaway, and then we'll do the look. I think I'm gonna start with the dark purple. We're gonna use a color palette that I've used before, so I'll just keep the color palette off to the side because it's really messy looking. And we don't need to look at that. All right, royal purple is first. Let's see. So let's do the not. We'll do the bird, the lilac purple, and we'll do royal purple on the cicada with the top coat of the blue violet color shift. And yellow and purple go well together too. So I'm kind of curious how this color combination is gonna appear. And using this brush, I'm just gonna come in to some of the filigree holes here. It's okay if I get some of it on my filigree because I'm gonna do a blue violet um, color shift wipe at the end anyway. So I'm just gonna do what I can to get my cicada painted because I didn't pre-paint. It's important to pre-paint if you want your stuff colored, especially if you're wrapping. All right, it's looking pretty good on the one side. I hope this turns out. Sometimes when I'm designing, I'm just like, I really hope this works out. And if it doesn't, usually I'm pretty good about finding another use for it. A few weeks ago, I had made a pair of earrings that were way too heavy by the time I was done with them. So then I just took them apart and made it into a choker necklace instead. So there's ways of repurposing your designs if they're not working out for, something else that's pretty specific. So I was just telling my mom too. My mom's getting into making jewelry. And I told her, don't throw away things that, you don't absolutely love yet. You will probably find another use for it. And I was showing her all of the examples that I have done where, my original thought didn't work out, but I have made something else using the piece that I had thought would work, but wasn't working for what I needed it to. All right. Here we go. We almost got our cicada all purple. I'm excited to see the green, purple, and yellow tones together. Okay, we have a purple cicada with some purpley filigree. Let me dunk this quick. And then we'll come in with our lilac purple. Is that what I said? Lilac purple? For our bird here. This one's a little more like pinky toned, so I'm curious how this is going to reflect with that darker purple tone. Actually, I'm just going to take a little bit of my royal purple on my brush and just mix it in with that lilac purple. Oh yeah, much better. It gives it this, it's less pinky, it's more purpley now. Just by adding a tad of the royal purple that I was working with. Paint that on. And then we'll do a blue violet color shift on top. But I don't want the paint super thick on my bird because I still want to see that detail. Okay. Add a little bit of that lilac in there down there. And some of the solid brass stuff that's still poking out here. Okay. I'll pop that with the heat gun. All right, and then we'll do the blue violet color shift here. Once this is dried. Careful using your heat gun. The metal can get pretty hot pretty fast. I might even want to put like even a little bit of black into that royal purple to deepen it up a little bit, because it still looks a little vibrant compared to what I was imagining it was gonna be. All right, blue violet color shift is next. I'm gonna do this this one with a thicker brush, a little bit of a wider brush, because I want this one to be over everything. And make sure it's a little bit more dry if you're just like washing it out from your water, because I noticed adding water to the one step antique glaze makes it like even more of like a stainy type, and I'm still wanting to keep the more opaque look of the blue violet, so I'm really just drying the heck out of my brush right now. And we'll shake this up, and then we'll put that in my paint palette, which you guys can't see, but I can see. Hold on. I have to unclog it with a head pin first. All right, let's see if that works. Ew, I love that color. The blue violet color shift is probably my favorite of all of our colors. It's just so pretty. All right, I'm just gonna come over top of it, get a real I like it. I'm loving that like lighter blue coming out. Hold on, I'll show you. I'll pick it up here in a moment. You guys need to see this. Hold on. I need to add a little bit more though. Bear with me because it's so pretty. Oh, I have to freaking unclog this again. Whatever was clogging it, I guess I just stuck it down and then it just came right back and clogged it again. All right, let's see. Probably some dry paint that I had before, but oh man, this color is just so pretty, you guys. I got some paint on my cap. So you come in and do a little bit more. We're gonna do like dabby, because the thicker the paint is, the more blue you're gonna see. The thinner, the more purple you're gonna see in the blue violet color shift. Just so you guys know. Yes, baby. Dry that. I'm a big greeny person, so I'm probably leaning more toward the green version personally. But this blue violet, royal purple combination is actually super pretty. And I would love to see it with a different stone color, though the green is really pretty. I'd much rather probably see it with one of those multicolored cabs, which I do have a version of this. Hold on. I didn't make this version. I made this version. I designed this version, but there's this other version that I have in my office that I'll grab here in a moment. And we'll see if my plan for my headphones works. But look at like the light blue with it's like highlighting the purple. Now, I wish that I would have painted this pre-assemble, and I probably could have stopped myself at the beginning of the wrap, but I just kept going. But the light blue with that purple is really pretty. And I'll show you the cab that I'm thinking about for this color combination. Let's do before I go grab that, I want to glue the crystal on here, because I think that really does elevate this design here. So paint some glue on there. And then my plan with with my AirPods that I'm wearing here is to, like, if I leave the room, which we're going to test it here, if you guys can hear me normally because I'm going to be keeping my headphones with me as I go into the other room. So I'm curious if that works. Glue that. And now we have a cute little, now it's blinged. It's got some bling on it. And my thumb has some Loctite on it. Gosh darn it. I always have to end up peeling that off at the end. Okay, now there are some, before I go grab that other piece here. And then maybe Uncle Doug could gather the YouTube names while I do that. But there's two little points in here. You can use this point and probably pull this point up or just use these points. But I maneuvered some of the filigree on the back to fit some jump rings through. So you'll go hunting for your filigree holes here and then stick your bead all through whatever filigree hole you want to use, and then that'll open it up enough for you to slide your jump rings through. I don't recommend using your top two legs here for those, though I know it sounds like a great idea. One, your legs aren't going to be below, those legs aren't going to be long enough to create a secure loop. Okay, just so you know. So I push this one up so I can throw a jump ring through there, and if it's, you know, a little bit bigger, then I can throw my bead all through there and open it up a little bit. And then on this side, I'd come in from this angle and pull this back out a little bit. Maybe from the other side here. But I will work it enough to where I'm able to fit another jump ring through there. But let me go get the other one quick. So we have green and purple. And then if I'm remembering correctly, this other one is just a natural brass cicada with a really pretty, like, multicolored, it might be multicolored or green. Hold on. But it's using a princess cut filigree instead, which is also an option for you guys if you want to use the princess cut one. The princess cut one is F4 something. F4, let me type in princess here because I might not have it on live shop anymore. I might just have it on retail because I think we sold out of the back stock of it. Okay, our princess cut filigree, that's the one. So F350, not 450. No, that's not even the right one. What heckin' filigree is this? It's pretty close to the princess cut filigree. But this filigree, okay, no, I do have, okay. This is the one. So F410. Okay, I was right with the 4. So F410 is the filigree that's used on this one. Now, they did, whoever designed this designed it a bit differently. So you still see that's the multicolored cab that I was talking about in there. But what they did is they attached a setting to the cab and then put the cab and the setting up in there. I didn't need to use a setting for mine, but then it also looks like they cut some of this filigree to be able to fold it over the edges like that. And then you see some of the legs hanging out, which this is stunning. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But I wanted to kind of recreate it in a different manner. So that's the F410 filigree. So if you type F410 in the search bar in vintageliveshop.com, you can grab this one if you like this filigree look more than the filigree look that I have used in mine. But you can also, you know, paint this. This is the same concept. It looks like they cut two of the petals to fold them over Did they stick some of, hold on, let me see. They didn't stick any of the legs through any of the filigree. So they took one of the petals up top here, folded it over the head. All of the legs are out, not threaded through any filigree. And then this one might be a little bit easier for some of you to wrap. They folded over the two on top, squished it down with the setting and the cabin there, and then rolled the bottom up over top of the setting, which is actually really smart. Because sometimes your filigree won't roll up over your cab, but to have that thin setting there to be able to roll your filigree up over, because your setting is actually secured not by the cicada and the filigree, but by the prongs in the setting, and then your cabin setting are secured by that F410 filigree. So there's a few different ways that you can execute this design as well. Green, purple, or natural brass. And then I used a different filigree, attached a bird, a different cab with no setting. So I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but also very different. Lovely, huh? Lovely, lovely, lovely. The blue violet was the finishing touch. I do agree. It's my favorite, and I love that color so much. Strangely pretty. Thanks, Edie. I am very alternative when it comes to my designs and my design style and just things that I like in general. I have a very unique taste, but I would consider it very on the more alternative side for sure. Like,
Did you see Shelby's comment? I don't know if I was paying attention if you addressed it on YouTube.
no, I haven't been seeing any YouTube comments.
Maybe I'll paste it over.
Yeah, paste it over if you wouldn't mind. Because YouTube comments aren't showing up on my end right now. I don't know why. That is pretty too. I just recently started adding paints because I was scared of ruining pieces. I still love the look of brass only, especially when there are variations in depth and color and patina. Janet, I feel the same way, and that's why I didn't paint this one, because this is a take home for me for sure. And my heart is with those natural metals. But I did post on Jewelry by Corian that I am thankful for jewelry paint, specifically for some of these items, because holy cow, that paint just elevates those pinwheel washers so much compared to just gray. I mean, gray is pretty, but adding like some patina color here and there for sure. But you definitely don't need to paint all of your pieces. I mean, sometimes they look better not painted. Um, but other times they look way good when they're painted. So just so you guys know that I am thinking the same way that Janet's thinking, because I do love my natural metals. And you like the heavier chain with the brass one? Yes, for sure. Okay, so Shelby Hall. I need to pop up Doug's comment here. Shelby Hall 1150. What would happen if you put the filigree halfway down the cicada's body, just past its leg? Could it be secured there as well? Just curious. Would love to see the face better. Absolutely. So, thank you for commenting that, Uncle Doug from Shelby's YouTube there. So yes, you can most definitely drop your filigree. You can use a smaller filigree too. But if you're worried at all that your piece might, perform a little bit not how you want it to, I suggest just using rivets. Let me grab a. Oh, I just dumped out all my birds. Thankfully, they're the birds and not like a small jump ring, because birds are easy to clean up. Jump rings are not. So, you can most definitely flop it down here a little bit more. If you want to go down past the legs like this, or you could even, if you just want to see if you're worried about seeing the face, you could stick your bottom leg prongs into the filigree to help secure that as well. So that way you're still able to see the face super well, and then it's still encompassed with the filigree. Otherwise, you could probably wrap it going from this direction, and I would use some sort of riveting technique to where you're going to put your filigree down like this on top of your rivet, and then you'll have your cicada on top of your rivet as well if you wanted to do the wrap backwards. And you can rivet this together. But you wanted yours down more, so we'll put it here. You can rivet or punch a hole in your cicada, rivet your filigree to your cicada, and then after the fact of riveting it, it might even make it easier for some other people to wrap. You can pull your sides down and wrap it in. And then when you get down to these corner pieces, these or side pieces can fold in over top of the wing and be flush like that instead of having, a jewel there. Or you could do it the other way and have a jewel there yet. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that this thing can be wrapped, but I think this would be really pretty to wrap it this way. Otherwise, I suggest using the riveting technique or just filtering your bottom legs only. Because you do want to ensure that your cicada is pretty dang secure because you don't want to lose it and you don't want the piece to break. But I would probably fold these in a little bit, have each of those bottom legs going into those top holes there or down just a little bit. That way you can still see your cicada. Hopefully that answer. I mean, that was a long way of explaining it, but I hope that was a good enough of an explanation without needing a demo to it. Anyway, I really like the heavier chain. My grandma used to travel all over the world. Brass and gold. Ooh, Mexican silver. I've not heard of that before. You'll need to send me some of those, Janet. All of your jewelry that you've been posting lately has been so beautiful. Thanks, Stephanie. You like the metal look too, Cindy? Looks like we're agreeing. I know the cicada is so versatile. There's not of this style. There was another one. So I was also thinking about wrapping this with the F103 filigree, which is that diamond filigree that I use all the time. And that would be, actually, let me grab that because you guys would probably like that a lot too. But I didn't want to use that this time around because I've been challenging myself to use some other pieces because I'm not going to offer you guys. I mean, though F103 is offered every week anyway because it is in the listing. The sorry, I'm picking up my birds here that I dropped. Though it's available every time, I don't want to design with it every time just so you guys have different options. But this F103 filigree would be really great for the bottom portion of that wrap. And then you could just bring your two corners up over top. And then that way everything from this leg up is shown. Lots of things. Lots and lots and lots. And I took my cicada earrings home, so I can't show you guys those. But if you want to see the cicada earrings, visit vintagelifeshop.com and just click into the cicada listing. But wowzers, you guys. Like, look at that. That turned into those. Woo! Woo-wee, woo-wee. Okay, so filigree number. Which one, Stephanie? We have... This one is... Where did I just put that? I just had that one in my hand. There it is. This one is F103. This is the one that I use probably the most out of all filigrees. Oh, you're talking about Jean's comment. You're replying to Jean's comment. I would probably use this one as your smaller one. Which you probably even have this one, Stephanie, with how many times I've featured it. What was the website to see the cicada earrings? If you go to Jewelry by Corian, just type in Jewelry by Corian on Facebook or Instagram. I don't think I have them on Facebook yet, but I do have them on Instagram. Otherwise, vintagelifeshop.com. If you go into the cicada listing, it's the fourth listing on that page. If you click into there, here, actually, I can probably just show you here. Let me unmove this. We're about done anyway. Those are the cicada earrings that I was talking about. So this is what I'm saying about, so these cicada earrings were in the Crystal Caravan collection, and there's a link to that YouTube demo. Otherwise, these two is what we demoed today, and then that's part of the Garden Heirlooms collection, and then there's the link to join the live today. So this is what I'm talking about with how I'm trying to keep the collection names and the links together. So you guys, all you have to do is come into the website like this. And for instance, like this was the filigree that we used today. You scroll down, Garden Heirlooms collection, which is today's collection with the photos. And then there's the filigree brocade collection with another YouTube link, which show, you know, other designs that I've used using that filigree. So there's a lot more inspiration on the live shop now and in the listings that I feel like you guys should be checking the website a lot if you're looking for inspiration. Otherwise, Jewelry by Corian, I don't post like anything other than just pictures of the jewelry. It's kind of like my jewelry blog. So you guys will hear me complain a little bit on there or be super excited about something else. Just however I'm feeling when I'm posting. I think there was one night I posted at like midnight, four posts at midnight, because I was like, I just can't sleep. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna spend that time posting stuff and getting content out there, because content is huge. Also, use hashtags. I noticed that Instagram changed their thing where you are only able you're only able to see, or you're only able to tag up to 5 tags. F330. Oh, we don't even offer F330. I'm actually not even sure which one that looks like. Are you sure? Is it FL 330? Because that's the FL 330 is the one that we did, but I don't think we have an F 330. As they're, at least they're not on any of the websites that I've seen. But you know, if you wanted to use a different filigree, the F103 will work if you want to use that. All right, I think it's time for the big loot giveaway, and then we will do our look after then. So I'm gonna bring Uncle Doug on. Is he ready? Okie dokie. You bet.
Sure we don't want to do one more trivia before the big loot?
No, we never do that.
Well, I know, but look at all these. I'm missing. I had four giveaways planned. I only got to do 2.
Well, there was only 4 pieces of jewelry. Usually there's like 6.
Do a poll. Do a poll down there and see if anybody wants me to do another trivia.
We can do the trivia.
Yeah,
It's
someone
242.
wants to do one.
So let's do that, and then we'll do the big loot giveaway, and then we'll do the look, and then hopefully we'll be done by 3.
Okay, this will be a very fast trivia.
Okay.
All right, here's the question. What year was Facebook founded? What year was Facebook founded?
This is an earring kit. It's got two F20s, two orange, what looks to be vintage glass, DP 055, which is the Wandering Pathways hoop, and then there are a couple ER0002s in there, which are larger than ER0003, but we don't even have any ER0002s anymore either, so. Got some good comments coming in.
Yes, we do. We had Kat over on YouTube. Got it first at 2004.
Good job, Kat.
Lisa came in a close second over on Facebook.
So as long as you have an open order with us on vintagelifeshop.com, we will ship your winnings to you. You must have an open order with us on vintagelifeshop.com. Good job, Kat. Kat's been doing really well for trivia lately. I think she's won every week the last like 2 months. No, for real, it's been good. It's really nice seeing some newer names coming back and joining us.
Well, okay, now that she put February 4th, 2004 on there, she must be doing a quick Google search.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless she was one of the first people to opt into Facebook on that date.
Probably. All right. So what's Cat's doodle?
Okay, I think I'm going to use this one. This one's a little bit pretty, so I'll use this one. All right. Everybody loves these this time of year. Let's see if I can get it up here. I'm next to it. There we go. Little tulip.
Oh, that's so cute. Super duper cute. Good job, Cat.
Congratulations, Kat.
All right, I'm trying to see if I can open up my Teams on this desktop if you want to paste over any YouTube names.
I do.
But for some reason, this computer has like gotten rid of my Teams app. It's like no longer.
Well, that's not great.
Oh, hold on. I might have something. There's two different Teams in here. Two different Teams apps.
Yeah,
Weird.
sometimes you can just use the web-based one, and that's fine.
Okay. Ha ha ha! I just
You
saw
got
your
it?
Teams.
Do you have Teams?
No, I saw your
Oh,
Teams that you
I
had
put that
Teams
in there
me
earlier when you were
earlier.
making those kind of jokes
Oh,
about singing in the
oh,
bathroom.
that's so funny. I didn't see that because my Teams wasn't open until just now. So I got a good giggle there for a minute.
That's a good one, isn't it?
That is a good one. Okay. There are YouTube names. I'm going to put up the directions again and then give you guys another look at this Big Loot giveaway. And then we will spin, see our winner, and then we'll do the look quick, which shouldn't take long because there's only 4 pieces of jewelry this time around. Look at that. Loot. Loot. Looks like I have to keep going higher and higher just to show everything. Okie dokie. Let's do open.
I'm gonna come on over there,
Okay.
so you can flick me off of this screen.
Done. All right. Copying those names. And then we'll throw our Facebook names in there. All right. Did everybody love React? I'm going to give you like 10 more seconds to do it while I go through and make sure that I don't have any duplicate names.
What did you away? Which one?
No. This one. Here. Down here. I know.
It's not like me getting up off the couch.
It's like I feel like an old man. Okay, so I think we have our love reaction. I just saw a whole bunch coming in, so I am refreshing the screen. And then we will draw. Okay. Only your love reactions, no like reactions. Copying, copying, copying. I'm gonna paste these into the wheel. Sort. See, I'm doing that again. I'm doing it again. This is exactly what I was talking about with like Ian being like, you seriously do that when you're working? Like copy, paste, sort. It's so bad. But I don't know. I just have to do it. Okay. Shelby, Rosie, Man, Lynn, Lucine, Lisa, Leslie, Kat, Carlene. All right. I don't think I have any duplicates.
I have to be over there to look at my list to see.
Oh, yes. That's true. Okay. Here we go. I am going to spin my wheel. It's a vintage wheel today because I forgot to bring it up until just now. So we're going with the vintage logo. Sorry, you guys probably want to see my face and not my stinking chin. All right, let me unmute Uncle Doug so he's back. All right, are you ready?
Hello. Yep.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that looks fun.
Yeah. Has Sherry won before?
Let's take a look.
And if she has, we will respin because you can only win so many times within so much time. Because we want to give everybody a fair chance.
Nope, she has not won recently.
Is this Sherry's
No.
first?
Well, I don't know if we dropped off so that we're only following 6 months, right? So
Yeah.
it could have been, but it's been at least 6 months. She's won trivia
She
quite a bit
she won in August, she said.
in August.
So it's been over 6
Yeah,
months,
yeah. So
right?
we're
Yeah.
past that.
Awesome sauce. We'll give that one to Sherry. There we go. We might have to move it to a year.
A
Just
year.
kidding.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well,
that's a little much.
yeah, because since you're doing it twice, you're looking at. Yeah, I mean that's quite a number of times. 52 times.
Right.
You do it every time.
Yeah. I think that sounds good. Good job, Sherry. I'm gonna just applause you. Hold on. I'm gonna put up your one in August and I'm gonna applause you. So that way we know that you got this one. Good job, Sherry. And then I'm going to take you off the screen and then we're gonna do our look. Uncle Doug.
Yep. Bye.
Okay. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hello, hello, hello. Put you guys up there for now. All right, you guys will have to let me know how the audio was this time because I did use my AirPods. So I was curious, like, could you hear me when I went back in my office, like to the other room? Did it fade off? Give me a little bit of feedback on how, the audio was this time around because I'm curious. And if it was good, then I'm probably, going to continue using the AirPods every week for now on. And I have just seen whatchamacallit. There we go. For Friday, Ainsley has some whimsical Kirk's fully inspired designs with some exclusive new selections. So that'll be fun to look forward to on Friday. And then let's do our look here. I'm gonna bring you guys down here a little bit, actually. Here we go. And do the bracelet. The butterfly bracelet with the gypsy chain. It's so cute. I really like this bracelet and it's super comfortable. I need to find my bracelet helper. I swear I find it like every week and then I lose it every week. We'll just hold it. Oh, yes, thank you. It's a little bit longer, which might be nicer actually. Be easier to hold. There we go. I I know we need to like sell our bracelet helpers. All right, that's okay. I would normally tighten this up a little bit more, but since I'm going to take it off probably right away anyway, I'll just leave it as it is. So this is my butterfly bracelet. Now with it just like a little bit tighter, it hits more flush to my wrist. But this is what I was talking about with like the little gypsy chain dangle hanging down from the side there, and then your gypsy chain down here. And then you have, your other little one with your flower, your butterfly. Let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. Very pretty, very comfortable. I am a big fan of the bracelet. Oh, Stephanie's never won before. We're crossing our fingers for you next week. Oh, here's Sherry's. Well, Doug just gave this to me for the big loot giveaway. Woohoo. Fresh green. Yes, we need all the green stuff we can get. All right. Other bracelet is next. So this is the pearl bead cap coin chain bracelet. Do the bracelet helper here. Ka-choo. Is it too big for the bag? Oh, it's because of the bracelet, probably. Okay, this is the pearl bracelet. Also would probably do a little bit tighter, but it does hang like super pretty how it is. I think I dropped something, but I don't know what I. No, I think I dropped something. Maybe it was you. I don't know. One of us dropped something. Oh, was it? I was like, I think I dropped something. Can't find them. No, because I keep dropping them. Here. Thank you. Not just darling. Big fan of the little pearls dropping. And then remember, you can do just the center as a earring or as earrings, which would be stunning. Or I am pretty new. How do we win each week? So we do trivias every week, and the trivias, the first person to answer the trivia question correctly wins. And usually that's like a little kit or a little sampling of something. And then at the end of every live, that the warehouse does, we do a big loot giveaway. Now to enter the big loot giveaway, all you have to do is love react. If you're on Facebook, love react to the live, which is like just doing the big heart. You know how you can like or love or do a laughing face or an angry face. All of the love reactions we put into a wheel at the end of the live, and then we spin that wheel. Whoever it lands on has the opportunity of claiming the big loot giveaway if they haven't won within that 6-month period. And then as long as you have an order placed with us, we are able to ship your winnings to you. So it's really, really easy to win. Either you're smart with trivia or you're lucky with the big loot giveaway. But as long as you're, interacting, if you love every live, you're commenting, interacting and stuff, Even for our YouTube ladies, like loving, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all of it. It helps us a lot. So you helping us and we're helping you guys by giving you the opportunity to win some free stuff. All right. Now I did want to show you guys what this would look like as a choker. Ah! Oh, shut the front door. Jean, we're gonna need more of these bead caps. Oh my goodness. No way, you guys. I don't want to look stupid with my face getting super close to the camera, but that is crazy. This is okay. This is a must, not only for a bracelet, but for a choker, and then having these as earrings to match. Shut up. I'm not telling you guys to shut up. I'm telling myself to shut up because I'm just like, I'm just so mind blowing right now. Incredible. Incredible. It's a must. So make sure you grab either the two kits where you can make the bracelet and earrings or the bracelet and necklace. Grab both of those kits. They have two kits worth together in one kit. And then grab your bulk packs. Wow, that was pretty. All right, now we're gonna do these. These are super pretty. I'm hoping that my AirPods don't look too weird. They might look a little funny, but also you'll want to maybe wire wrap this down one so it, doesn't come back up, but it also likes to twist. So either you can wire wrap it down so it doesn't twist as easy, or if you put a little bit of glue in there, it'll hold it super nice. I'm trying, there we go. That's a good view. These are so pretty. I love, 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 love. Oh, hey. Looks like I'm picking my ear on the bottom screen. That's funny. You guys saw both my hands though. One's holding my phone and one's holding here. I didn't click anything. Let me try and move this to the, let me do it from the other side here. I did Lisa. Lisa, I think she was the one that suggested popsicle sticks. For for ladies being able to try earrings on without sticking them in the earlobes, which I think is such a smart idea. So, in the photo, oops, sorry, I'm making you guys go everywhere. The photo that I took of these, I just used my pinky, and you guys don't need to see two of me. And I used my pinky. Ah, there's Uncle Doug now. This is so bad. Okay. Yeah, you could use a bracelet helper. Yeah. Do it like that. Maybe a smaller bracelet helper. I think this one's a little long, so it's like up to my face. Maybe if I do it like the very end. Yeah, that's better. So smart, Uncle Doug. Okay, this way. I'm working on my back and forth. Anyway, earrings. Cute. A wedding choker. I was actually thinking that the other day. I was like, this is very like wedding inspired, which funny, haha, because I'm supposed to be looking for rings right now. I did find one that I really like that I need to show Ian, but I've been invited to 3 weddings so far this year, and thankfully none of them are overlapping. I have one in May, one in September, and one in October. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this year is probably just going to be one of those years where just everybody's getting married. So I'm going to, keep some of these designs in mind that are kind of around that wedding theme-ish to wear for Those weddings, not my wedding. Heck no. Nope. My wedding won't be for another probably what, 3 years? I plan on getting engaged, but then I don't plan on getting married until like a year or two after even getting engaged. So it'll be a bit before Corian's married, but just know that this year I will probably be engaged. So anyway. Oh, thanks, Janet. That is one of my most favorite things you have made. You could sell it as a convertible with an add on chain for a choker. Yes, yes, yes. So smart. Love it. Kat loves it as a choker too. Kat over on YouTube. And you? Okay, 3 years. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not in a rush to get married by any means, but I do want that old ring on my finger. I do want that. All right. That's about it, though. We look forward to Friday, everybody. We'll bring Uncle Doug back on so we can say bye. Dun 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 dun. Bam. Wait, hold
And
on.
I don't come on when you want me to.
Yep. That usually happens. Isn't that?
That's the
It's
way.
frustrating. It's frustrating
That's
because
the
I'm like,
way.
my hands are here. You guys know. See, it didn't. Corian is losing her mind over here. I'm just losing my mind, you guys. Just absolutely losing it. Okay. I think that's about enough of Corian's fanatics. Ian just texted and said, call me when you're done. So he's probably needing to talk to me. And it's 3:04, so we're pretty close to hitting that 3 o'clock mark.
So
But
I think the earpods was a win
yeah, did it
because
work really
I did see
well?
a comment. Someone even mentioned what you and I thought about that. When you get up from the table and you have to
Mm-hmm.
go into the other room to get something, you're still
Yeah.
on. So someone also
Awesome.
observed that today.
Amazing. Well, that makes me feel good because my ears are starting to hurt. So I definitely need to take these things out of my ears, but it's good to know that for the future lives and just know that I am dabbling in all this stuff all the time just to try and make your experience better. So if there's any suggestions that you guys have that would make your live experience better or easier, just let us know and we'll try our best to accommodate your needs. Anyway, we gotta get going. But thanks for joining us today. And you guys will see Ainsley and Jean on Friday. And then you guys will see me next week for the Vintage Stash review. Lots of stuff. But we'll see you then.